In the news, President Muhammadu Buhari declares his government would not take the foot off the pedal in delivering the gains of democratic rule. The People's Democratic Party in merger talks with 11 other political parties. United Arab Emirates names world's biggest oil company's chief to lead COP28 global climate talks in Dubai. And four-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka has announced she is pregnant. This is the MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the Confluence State of Nigeria. I am Jane Balagbubu. Good day and welcome. President Muhammadu Buhari declares that his government would not take the foot off the pedal in delivering the gains of democratic rule to the people. Speaking during a meeting at the Aso Rock Villa in Abuja with executive members of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, CBCN, President Buhari assured that infrastructure, security and economy will remain the focus of his administration. He added that the gains already recorded in several sectors will be consolidated before handing over on May 29, 2023. On the Northeast, the president said he has received first-hand information that the security situation had improved over the years, and his government will support efforts targeted at rebuilding infrastructure and reorientation on education. President Buhari said creditors see Nigeria as credible and loan-worthy, which is why the country has been able to secure loans for infrastructural developments. The president stressed the need to break the over-reliance of the government on oil and develop other areas while dealing decisively with saboteurs who are destroying the oil installations across the country. In his remarks, the leader of the clerics and president of the CBCN, Most Reverend Lucius Iwejuru Ugoji, commended the president for reforms in the electoral system, particularly the signing of the electoral bill into law. He said all hands must be on deck for the success of the 2023 general elections. Ugoji, however, charged President Buhari to do more even in the few months left before the administration hands over. The clergyman called for more attention in the area of insecurity in the country and improved economy. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed grief over the deaths of 7 members of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) personnel who were ambushed and killed by bandits while on official duty in Kaduna State. As a result, the president directed the armed forces to track down and punish the bandits who caused this casualty. According to a statement issued by the president's senior special assistant, Garba Shehu, the president described the loss of the NSCDC personnel as a tragic event and praised the bravery of the men who gave their lives for the country. He said the NSCDC personnel who braved all challenges to guard the nation and its people had made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of their duty. His thoughts are with the bereaved families and their compatriots in the service. May God grant them and the entire service the fortitude to bear the loss. The federal government and the Lagos state government have promised residents of the state that they will continue to deliver affordable health care. The senior special assistant to the president on sustainable development goals, Adejoke Orelope Adefulire, made the promise according to a statement made available to journalists during the medical outreach organized by the Ogbara Kafilat Foundation held in Koshofe. Orelope Adefulire said no stone will be left unturned by the federal government in its quest to achieve its aim of universal health care coverage by 2030. The governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who was represented at the event by the State Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, commended the increase in the number of citizens who have subscribed to the Ilera Eco Health Insurance Scheme and urged residents to also enroll in the scheme. The governor of Bayelsa State, Doye Diri, has launched the state electronic court filing system established to quicken the process of litigation and administration of justice in the state. He launched the new filing system while inaugurating the remodeled State High Court complex at Onokpa, Yenagua, which was reconstructed and named after the state's pioneer Chief Judge, the late Justice Korikpamo Ongbuku. They congratulated the state's retiring Chief Judge, Justice Kate Abiri, on the construction and completion of the project in record time. He said the electronic filing of documents and work-based access to court materials had become commonplace in many developed jurisdictions around the world. The governor, in a statement by his chief press secretary, Daniel Alabra, lauded Justice Abiri for outstanding 13 years of service as head of the state's judiciary. He also commended the Chief Judge of Borno State, Justice Kashim Zana, for assisting the Bayelsa judiciary achieve the feat towards enhancing the speedy administration of justice. In her remarks, Justice Abiri thanked the governor for his administration's support, particularly the prompt release of funds for capital projects in the judiciary. The Chief Judge said the benefits of the electronic filing process cannot be overemphasized, noting that members of the bar and bench were ready to embrace the technology as training was already ongoing. Reactions have continued to trail the redesigned and launched of NAIRA notes. People of Lokoja in Kogi State have commended the federal government for the initiative. They said it will reduce money laundering and inflation.
The NAIRA note is a good thing that we're having a new development. Nobody refused change. Change is constant. But the aspect of changing the NAIRA note is good, and helping it to be more valuable is more better.
The money is good and okay. It may reduce corruption.
The money has a duration compared to the former one. So it will be of great advantage to us because it will keep a maximum point of where we spend and how we receive back.
I was watching a documentary on social media, one of the social media platforms, and I noticed in Benue State, there was a truck. Let me put a truck. You know this container that is behind the truck? Now, they find out that there was lots of stashed money there. You understand? It was as a result of this new currency, they had to open it. The owner of this money was forced to open it. So they found out that there was a lot of spoilt notes there because he could not use them, so he opened them. So I feel this new currency will reduce the already stashed money. Let me put it that way. I don't think it will reduce money laundering, but the one that are already stashed, it will bring them out.
A lot of them loaded money and keep it in their house, some in soccer ways, some in GP tank, many ways like that. So by introduction of this new NAIRA note, it touches their own life too. Because at the end of the day, we are seeing it in video. You see money decaying. Instead of them to assist the poor, but nobody is assisting the poor. So it's a welcome development. We support the president for this initiative.
They also called on banks to adhere to central bank directives.
But the problem we are facing now is the bank. The bank are not cooperating with what the CBN is doing. Because by now, the old NAIRA note is supposed to be going out of the system now. But until tomorrow, any of the ATM you went there, you never see new NAIRA note. You see the old NAIRA note is the one coming out from the ATM, which is not supposed to be so.
It's good. It's a good idea that they change up the money, but it's not in circulation the way we expected it on this season. So many people are short of money, even people that are coming here to buy. They call POS, there's no POS for us to cash out. So it's giving us, it's difficult. It's difficult
About changing the money color, the money something. It should be more added to the money value. If money is changed by colors or by whatever and the value is not added, I think it's not really complete yet.
My reaction to that new note is why we can't even use money like white people. The way we are using money in Nigeria, it's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed. The money is very good, but the way we are using money is not the best. Our government will find a solution about it.
On the vote buying, some said it will reduce the inducement and described it as a welcome development.
Actually, it will prevent buying of votes within this coming up election.
Things will help out in this forthcoming election, whereby it will reduce the crime rates how would I put it? What's that English I'm supposed to use? It will reduce that payment for votes in our rural areas. But I hope that with the new currency, we'll have a change in our economy.
While many welcome the development, some think that value should be added to the Naira notes, saying dollar is not supposed to be allowed to ridicule the Nigerian Naira. The founder of the Transatlantic Resource Center, Okene, has called on the people of Igbira land to protect nature through their way of life. The founder, MUHAMMADU Atta, who gave the charge during the 5th anniversary of the center's existence, said his motivation is drawn from the environment and is passionate to attract development to the land, hence the initiative of providing relaxation, research and play centers for children. Atta used the occasion to honor some Ibira sons who have distinguished themselves to serve humanity through their hard work and services. Our reporter, Khadijat Mohammed, has more.
The New Year is mostly celebrated in an atmosphere that provides one with the ability to reflect on the past and make the possible resolution to begin the new year on a clean note. In Kogi Central, school children and artists converged on Transatlantic Recreation Center Okene to celebrate one another. School children with their parents commended the founder. They said it was lively.
I feel great, and I thank God for still making me alive up till this year.
Every other Calabash ladies, please come back together for yourself.
To come and have fun. Yes, sir.
I'm
so happy to be here today.
You wish to come back to this place?
Yes.
Are you happy being here today?
Yes.
And you wish to come back to this place again?
Yes.
Similarly, the founder used the day to mark the 5 years of the Transatlantic Center's existence. The special occasion attracted dignitaries within and outside Ibira land. Among the dignitaries present is Dr. Adeiza Abdurrahman, former 2-time president of Ibira People's Association (EPA) and a lecturer at the University of Abuja. He commended the founder, MUHAMMADU Atta.
The noble man that has this place, that is building this place, like MUHAMMADU Atta, is been to a lot of countries, I'm aware. But he forgot all those things to come and serve his land. He went through the bushes, passed through towns, and left many towns behind to come and establish this. My dear brother, I've told you before, you won't regret it. It will prosper to something to come. It's unlikely you see me in any pictures anymore. But it's very likely you see me where issues of progress of my land are being discussed. And that's what I stand for.
Adeiza used the occasion to call on the indigenous of Ibira land to protect and guide the language, saying values will also be protected if languages are kept from going into extinction.
There are about 6,856 languages. Unfortunately, about about more than 50% of those languages are going extinct. And it got to a point that UNESCO and World United Nations is getting worried that the languages of the world are getting extinct. And their greatest fear was that when languages are getting extinct, it means the values are declining. Because in your language lies your values.
Another representative, elder statesman, philanthropist, and the chief executive officer of Afim's Hotel, a 3-star property, Sadiq Ozigi Obare, in his reaction, called on the people to patronize through collaborations.
You don't find this type of thing common around this area. It's a novelty, it's a new initiative, and our prayer is that God sustains the project. What I would suggest is that they should collaborate nationally. That's what we call non-governmental organization, not-for-profit organization. It's not for profit, it's for community development, it's for recreation, it's for research, it's for entertainment. So they can collaborate with people with similar ideas, similar facilities beyond the Ibira land, even internationally. Because in foreign climes, these are areas, these are the type of places they really appreciate, develop, go on holiday, go on entertainment. So
he advised youth to be focused.
My final advice to the youth is to be very focused, steadfast, be committed to the career they are into. They should shun all types of vices. They should develop their skills in addition to educational qualification. What I mean by skills, whether it's in ICT, whether it's entrepreneurship, whatever you think you are good at, whatever you think you have passion for that is legal, is official, as youth, you have to be committed to such a project. And the sky is the limit.
Engineer Yusuf Ondeko Momojimo and other young men at the center described the founder as a visionary leader who has brought development to the community.
Whenever you have someone that is community-driven, oriented, somebody that has the interest of his people, somebody that has the interest of where he is born from, you can't expect such a person to do less. This is one person that had traveled wide and large, but he came back home with the orientation, the idea he has, just to develop his community. That's why you see us here today.
Transatlantic Center is a place to be. Trust me, it's a place to be. If you look around, you can see that you have a very spacious place for your events, picnic, name it. It's a place we should give our maximum support.
Still continue saying it that they should come and involve, they should come and support us, support this entertainment, most especially
Mr. DJ, you ready?
People who are giving, people who do shows, the showbiz, they should come and support them, they should chip in, assist them, contribute, to make it lively more than this.
In the coming general elections, they urged youth to play by the rule and never to allow bad politicians to use them negatively.
I want to use this avenue to appeal to the youths out there to please play by the rules of the electoral laws, okay? Play by the rules and have it in the back of their mind that peace, okay, is uncompromised. Peace is one thing that we cannot compromise. It is a bureau first before anything. We have a bureau before we now talk of election. We have a bureau before APC or PDP, whatever. So that bureau is what we must protect. So that name must be held to esteem. So this is my appeal to the youths out there.
We approach the election. We call it election. Vote and don't fight. We are not out to fight. We are meant to make our own choices. Your opinion might not be my opinion. Your choice might not be my choice. But please, let us not see ourselves as enemies. See your brother as your brother. See your sister as your sister. And make it a meaningful day for yourselves. Let's go out there, cast your vote peacefully and go back to your homes. Don't fight.
On the part of the founder, Muhammad Atta said he drew his motivation from the environment and passion to develop the community.
I will set a 10-year development plan. And today, I am happy to announce that the 5-year development plan is already a success. So, what we are now doing is to set the pace for the next 5 years. And I can assure you that by next year, not even in the next 5 years, when you come here, to be a different ball game.
Atta said he is in to transform the community.
We will never be discouraged. And I can assure you, sir, that with your support and continuous prayer, we will do more than we are doing now. We will do more and we will do better for each and every one to benefit from it. This center, I've often told those who care to listen that it is not for me, it is not for us, but it is for them. Those are our children to come. It is for the future of Nigeria. And the dream is still there because what I saw outside that I brought inside is a big thing.
The founder of the Transatlantic Center used the event of the anniversary of the Resource Center to honor Dr. Adeiza Abdurrahman, former two-time president of Ibra People's Association (EPA) and a lecturer at the University of Abuja, with an award of the Botanical Garden. Chief Joshua Ozigi Omuya received the distinguished recognition of Chief J.O. Omuya Administrative Block. Others are Abubakar Imam, a philanthropist, business tycoon and social volunteer and initiator of Proudly Anibira Group, with the award of the Children's Amusement Park at the center, and His Eminence, late Ahmed Badamasiu, who was honored with the center's Conference Hall of Fame. Khadijat Mohammed, reporting for MLC TV.
Now on politics. Ahead of the February 25 presidential election, the People's Democratic Party has confirmed that talks are ongoing with 11 other parties who have approached the party for a working alliance. This came 24 hours after similar talks took place between the ruling All Progressive Congress and other smaller parties. The party's Deputy National Publicity Secretary, Ibrahim Abdullahi, said the party has commenced talks with close to a dozen parties and welcomes more groups to come on board. He said there are a good number of them, but it would not be wise to publicly list them out. At the last time he checked, they were in talks with over 11 of them. The Adamu Mahmood Atta support group for Atiku Okowa presidency has inaugurated the zonal and local government coordinators across the 21 local government areas of Kogi State. The ceremony was conducted at the head office of the campaign group in Lokoja, Kogi State capital. The inaugurated zonal and local government coordinators were charged to work relentlessly towards ensuring the success of the party in their various areas. Our reporter has the detail.
Aside from the official inauguration of the coordinators who are said to have been carrying out their responsibilities, keys of campaign vehicles donated by Adamu Mahmood Atta were also presented to the State PDP Presidential Campaign Council. Speaking at the event, a former deputy governor of the state, Yemi Awoniyi, expressed optimism that the PDP will bounce back to power through the victory of the party's presidential candidate in the coming general elections.
We've been holding meetings for the past 6 weeks trying to put in place a formidable plan to make sure that we welcome him very warmly, mobilize our people to receive him in the stadium, to make sure that we prove to he and the world that Kogi State is ready for Atiku Abubakar and PDP. We will do very, very well on Saturday. The mobilization is going on so well. The party faithful everywhere, the youth, the women, you know, we will do fantastically well, and I hope that that will send a message that we are ready for victory, PDP, here in Kogi State.
Commenting on the venue for the visit of the party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, to Kogi State, Awoniyi, who doubles as the Director General of the State Presidential Campaign Council, commended Governor Bello for granting express permission to the party to use the Confluence Stadium, calling on PDP members in the state to sustain their support for the party.
Honestly, I must be very, very frank with you, and I'd like to commend His Excellency Alhaji Yaya Bello, because I actually went to see him to formally request for that stadium. We didn't want a situation whereby we would just go there and we would be denied. And he received me very, very well. He extended very right respects to me, and he said he had no reason not to give us the stadium. So I'd like to thank His Excellency for letting us have that stadium. And we're working very, very hard to make sure that all our guests, as they come, they are secured in the state through the partnership with the Nigerian Police, Nigerian Army, Civil Defense, and the DSS.
Track up. The Director General of Adamu Mahmood Atta Support Group, Sam Ronti Abenemi, commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for the new development in the electoral process, calling on the people to remain peaceful in their conduct.
We are keeping away from violence. The beavers does not even give space for violence. So we are good to go.
The 3 senatorial district zonal coordinators, Benson of Kogi Central, Atule Christopher, Kogi East, and Olugbenga Nicholas of Kogi West, all promised to deliver their various zones for the presidential candidate of the party in the coming general elections. The coordinators were confident that Atiku and Okowa will win the election and Nigeria will be a better place for all.
We go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Remember, February 2023 is the general election where you will have the opportunity to elect a new president. governors, national and state assembly members to pilot the affairs of Nigeria for another 4 years. Visit INEC office to get your PVC, which is your power to elect credible leaders. Say no to electoral violence. Say no to vote buying. Say no to thuggery before, during, and after the elections. This message is brought to you by MLC TV.
Welcome back. Now on crime. The National Industrial Court sitting in Akure, Ondo State, has struck out the provision of Section 127 of the Police Act and Regulations 127 for inconsistency. The court held that the provision of the Police Act and Regulation 127, which applies to unmarried women police officers getting pregnant while in service but does not apply to unmarried male police officers impregnating females while they are in service, is discriminatory against women police officers. In a landmark judgment delivered, Justice Dashe Damulak struck out the regulation for being inconsistent with Section 42 of the 1999 Constitution as amended and Article 2 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, which abolishes discrimination on basis of gender. The judge further held that the claimant Omolola Olajide has a right to challenge the constitutionality of Section 127 of the Police Act and Regulation 127 thereof. Olajide of the Ekiti Police Command was dismissed on January 26, 2021 by the former Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, for getting pregnant while being single. She proceeded to court to challenge her dismissal on the ground that the police authorities had discriminated against her since her male counterparts are not dismissed in similar circumstances. The court agreed with the police counsel, Tolu Abisagbo, to the effect that the claimant was employed on probation as at the time of her dismissal, and she could therefore not be reinstated. Now on foreign. The head of one of the world's biggest oil companies has been named to lead the COP28 global climate talks in Dubai later this year. Sultan Ahmed Al Jaber is currently the chief executive officer of the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. He is also the Minister for Trade and Climate envoy for the COP28 host, the United Arab Emirates. Campaigners say he must step down from his oil business role while still being the president, as it is clear conflict of interest. They believe someone steeped in the oil industry may not push countries to rapidly reduce their production and use of fossil fuel, which scientists say is critical to avoiding dangerous climate change. COP28 is already marred in some controversy as the host, the United Arab Emirates, are one of the world's biggest producers of oil and gas. The appointment of a key figure in the energy industry as the president-designate of COP28 will likely increase the concerns that the global climate talks process is facing significant influence from fossil fuel interests, while Al Jaber's appointment has been met with criticism from activists. Others involved in climate diplomacy have welcomed the move. Certainly, those skills will be tested at the gathering in Dubai in early December this year. COP28 will hold the first formal assessment of progress on cutting carbon since the Paris Agreement was signed. U.S. President Joe Biden's aides have found a fresh batch of classified government records at a second location, in a growing political embarrassment for the White House. The first catch was found at a private office in Washington, D.C. that Biden used after his vice presidency. The matter is under review by the U.S. Department of Justice. It was not yet clear when or where the additional trench of files was found by Biden's aides. The original batch of about 10 documents were discovered in November at the Pam Biden Center, a think tank near the White House, but only came to light this week. Those papers reportedly include U.S. intelligence memos and briefing materials related to Ukraine, Iran, and United Kingdom. The White House has not yet commented on the newly discovered batch. However, the find has been confirmed by the BBC's U.S. partner, CBS, and other U.S. media. Biden said he was surprised by the discovery of the records and was cooperating with the Justice Department's review. The controversy comes as the Democratic president faces scrutiny from a new Republican majority in the U.S. House of Representatives. The committee is launching inquiries into the president and his family, including a request for the White House to turn over documents and communications related to the classified files. The law requires that all White House records, including classified ones, be turned over to the U.S. National Archives after an administration's time in office. Let's now join Jonah Malik for the sport update.
And on sports update, Southampton manager Nathan Jones recorded the biggest win of his short reign as they reached the EFL Cup semi-final with a richly deserved win over favourite Manchester City by 2-0. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola rested key players such as Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne with this weekend's derby, with Manchester United at Old Trafford in mind, but nothing must detract from a vibrant Southampton display. The game was settled in the first half by Seko Mara's scripts finished after 23 minutes and a superb second from Musa Ginekpo 5 minutes later when he caught the City's keeper Stephen Ortega badly out of position off his line with a lofted long-range finish. In the other game, Nottingham Forest reached the semi-final of the Carabao Cup after beating Wolverhampton Wanderers 4-3 on penalties following a 1-1 draw full-time. Meanwhile, Manchester United and Newcastle United earlier qualified for the semi-final. The EFL Cup semi-final are set with Southampton taking on Newcastle, while Manchester United will host Nottingham Forest. Still on sports, four-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka has announced she is pregnant. The Japanese former world number 125 withdrew from the Australian Open earlier this week, having not played since September. Oscar said 2023 will be a year full of lessons for her, adding that she hopes to return in 2024. One thing she is looking forward to is for her kids to watch one of her matches and tell someone, "That's my mom." Oscar won the last of her 4 Grand Slam at the Australian Open in 2021. Oscar is the latest high-profile player to take a break from tennis due to pregnancy. Germany 3-time Grand Slam champion Angelique Kerber, former world number 13 Elina Svitolin, and Serena Williams took a break to give birth. And that's sport update on MLC TV News. I am Malik Jonah reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Thank you, Jonah, for the updates. And over to Matthias Ayodeji Peter for the entertainment news.
On our entertainment news, well-known Nigerian musician Peter Okoye of the P-Square Group has urged Nigerians to vote out failed politicians and reclaim their country. The singer also expressed via his verified Twitter handle that politicians have no regard for Nigerians. Okoye urged everyone to ensure they collect their permanent voters card. Paul Okoye, popularly known as Rude Boy, also expressed his disappointment with the way many people go about promoting their candidates in the forthcoming general elections. This is in response to the remarks made by his fellow singer Olawale Oluforo, aka Brimo, in which the latter cancelled the Igbo tribe and its candidates from the presidential race. Okoye urged him, Brimo, to mind what he preaches, as the 2023 general election will come and go, but his comments will not be forgotten. In the same vein, popular social media influencer Natasha Akide, popularly known as Tacha, has contributed a quota to the upcoming general elections. The reality star started a solo campaign as the 2023 elections got closer, advising Nigerians on how to vote for the candidates they think is best for them and the significance of having their PVCs. She took to the streets to encourage people to vote with their conscience while also rewarding PVC owners financially. In a video she posted, the Big Brother Naija star and brand influencer swarmed the streets, randomly contacting commuters and locals to ask whether they had their PVCs. Tasha clarified that she isn't giving money just because she owns a lot of it, rather she's doing so because she cares. She emphasizes how crucial it is to keep in mind that when casting a ballot, the decision will affect everyone, not just the voter, but also their family. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV. Back to our caster for more stories.
Thank you, Matthias, for the entertainment update. The first African professor of neurophysiotherapy, Talhatu Kolakpo Hamzat, is dead. It was gathered that the Ibadan-born scholar died after a brief illness in the early hours of Wednesday at 52. The deceased was born in Ibadan on 15 June 1970. He was one of the professors who contested for the position of Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan recently. The Deputy Provost of the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan, Professor Fatai Adeni, confirmed the deceased's death. The deceased has been buried in Ibadan according to Islamic rite at the University of Ife Muslim Graduate Association, UNIFEMGA, Rest Park at Ile-Igbon area in Lagelu Local Government, Ibadan. The Janaza prayer of the dead, was performed on him around 4 p.m. on Wednesday. Hamzat obtained a Bachelor of Science degree with second-class upper division in March 1994 and obtained a Master of Education degree in Physiology of Exercise in May 1998 and a PhD in Neurological Physiotherapy in February 2001. He was survived by a wife and 3 children. And that is the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at the same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel Malachi TV, like and follow our Facebook page MLC TV, Instagram MLC TV 2021 and Twitter at MLC TV1. For your events, coverage, information, contribution, adverts and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Fridays and Saturdays to watch our special programs, Women's World on Sunday by 6 p.m. It is Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Jane Gia Balagbubu. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Say no to bribery and corruption, get your PVCs and vote wisely. Good day, and thanks for watching.